काफ़ी सारी बातें सामने निकल के आई हैं। हम एज ए लद्दाखी अगर देखा जाए, जैसे मैं शुरू में बता रही थी कि हमारे 4 साल ही हुए हैं, और 4 साल में जैसे कि हमारे आईटी के हमारे एक्सपर्ट्स बता रहे हैं कि जो 4 साल है, वी ऑल नो दैट कोविड में 2 साल इन्होंने ले लिया था। सो 2 साल में जितनी भी हमने तरक्की की है, आई मीन अगर ऑनरेबल एलजी सर की हम बात करें, मैंने उनसे एक बार पूछा भी था, ही वाज लाइक कि अभी इतना काम करने पे शाबाशी देंगे तो हम कर ही नहीं पाएंगे आगे काम। बट हैविंग सेड दैट, जितना भी हमने काम किया है, दैट इज़ एक्चुअली कमेंडेबल। और जितना काम ग्राउंड लेवल पे, जैसे अभी डॉक्टर जैन बता रहे थे कि ग्राउंड लेवल पे जितने जो काम करते हैं वो ज़्यादा वैल्यूबल होता है, एंड वी नो कि ग्राउंड पे कितना काम होता है, एंड दैट इज़ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट। एज वेल एज काफ़ी सारी बातें सामने आई रिगार्डिंग द चैलेंजेस। इफ़ वी टॉक अबाउट द चैलेंजेस, we have our own challenge being in the mountain region, and that too लद्दाख जैसे cold arid region में challenges अपने तरीके के हैं, geographical अलग से है, weather condition के बारे में देखा जाए तो एक और ही अलग ही challenge होता है हमारा। So there are so many things. Environmentally we are like very sensitive, and of course the capacity building की अगर हम बात करें, स्पेशली अगर हम बात करें आईटी सेक्टर के बारे में, सो लाइक विच इज़ वेरी लिमिटेड, बीइंग द रीज़न दैट वी डू नॉट हैव एनी अपॉर्चुनिटी। और जितने भी चैलेंजेस हम अभी फेस कर रहे हैं, दैट वुड बी एग्जैक्टली बिकॉज ऑफ द लैक ऑफ द अपॉर्चुनिटी। दैट इज़ वाई द आईटी सेक्टर Kedar faces, and both private and government wise I can say. So these could be one of the reasons or challenges जिसकी वजह से ब्रेन ड्रेन होता है। ऐसा नहीं कि हमारे बच्चे नहीं पढ़ पाते हैं, नहीं पढ़ते हैं, दे आर लाइक वेरी कैपेबल, एंड मोस्ट ऑफ देम आर इन मेट्रो सिटीज़ एंड सम आर अब्रॉड ऑल्सो। सो द सिनारियो इज़ मोर और लेस सेम। Ladakh having a lesser population, we have our own challenges we need to look forward to, but I feel that if we start doing something, पहला अगर कदम लेंगे तो शायद आगे चल के पॉजिटिव यही चैलेंजेस जो है हम ज़रूर पार करेंगे। ऑलराइट, वो ऐसा लग रहा है कि हमारे नेक्स्ट प्रेजेंटेशन के बारे में मुझे अनाउंस करना है। सो ओवरकमिंग चैलेंजेस ऑफ डिजिटल ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन यूजिंग ज़ीरो ट्रस्ट टेक्नोलॉजी, दिस इज़ द टॉपिक। ये इंडस्ट्री प्रेजेंटेशन किया जा रहा है बाय मिस्टर गगनदीप नंदा। ही इज़ सेल्स डायरेक्टर गवर्नमेंट बिजनेस Zscaler. Mr. Nanda, I invite you on stage for your industry presentation.
Hi, I hope everyone can hear me, right? So, thank you so much. I am Gagandeep Nanda. I head the government vertical for Zscaler. And from morning, when I was thinking that when my presentation will come, from where to start, because there was a lot to speak and we have only 2 minutes, right? But how the panelists have spoken, has given me a lot of ideas. Take an example, Manoj sir, he was telling about how Karnataka is doing so many things, right? And we, Zscaler, believes in cybersecurity. And one of the panelist team said that there are a lot of things that are happening at the state level, right? People are asking, let's implement this, let's implement that. But at the end of the day, no one is trying to pinpoint on the direct pain point, right? And every state, every government organization has got a different pain point. And as the digital transformation is happening, right, people are moving towards giving the access to the remote locations, giving access digitalization. What brings with that? That brings a very big problem of cyber breaches. That's the reason we are saying the breaches are going exponentially high, right? Now, Zscaler is a cybersecurity organization, leader from last zero trust technology from last 12-13 years, right? What difference we bring? If you talk to any government organization today, they say we have firewalls, we have VPNs in place. Digital transformation is going on, and parallelly, all the cybersecurity measures are taken care of. But as Mr. Siddharth said, right, no one is taking care of the pain point, the use case. every government organization has got a different use case. Today, my intent is to show you that how different kind of use cases and the pain points and the problems are there, even though you have all the cybersecurity stack, and how Zscaler caters to your pain point depending on your use case. To start with, let me show you this. Team, you will agree with me, all the team guys, that every organization, you can't say that you don't have a cybersecurity stack. You have a cybersecurity stack. But what is the problem? Why still the breaches are happening? Because digital transformation is ongoing, right? You are digitizing, you are putting the applications even on the data center, but you are giving to the remote access. You are putting the application on the cloud also. But problems are still there. Why? Because attack surface is very wide. And as again I am repeating, one of the panelists said that none of the organizations or they are trying to cope up with are actually resolving the pain point, the exact use case. What are the different use cases? Let us walk through. And try to tell me if you can correlate with this, right? You are modernizing your applications, you are doing the digital transformation. But when we talk to a lot of government organizations, just to give you an idea, Zscaler today is working with central ministries, different PSUs. Now we have started with state also, right? This is the first problem. Every government organization, that the endpoint machines are sometimes end of life or out of AMC. You have done the digital transformation, digitization, but how to solve this problem? This problem becomes one of the attack surface. Second point is unpatched application and servers, right? You bought a server, hypervisor, bare metal, but again, patches are not happening regularly because of XYZ reasons, right? There is a RFP, one of our panelists said, tendering process, everything is happening. But if the patches are not happening, the attack is bound to happen because any cyber adversary will try to leverage on these attack surfaces, right? Coming to the third point, implicit trust. Whoever is sitting in your office in the digitalization world, we think that that is a trusted user. That becomes one of the attack surfaces. We were working with one of the government organizations and the breach happened, right? I cannot name the organization because of the injury. The problem was the person sitting on the network was acting as it's a trusted user and his machine is already compromised because of the first point. His machine was already end of life. He was running the operating system which was too old, not even the patch. So these are the attack surfaces and that is the leverage what adversaries do. The last point comes in on the first row is whitelisting of domains, right? Again, any malicious content comes from the internet, right? If it comes from the internet, it has to be some kind of an inspection coming. You need 100% of inspection, but we are not doing it. If you talk to any IT team of any state, center, PSU, their biggest challenge is they are whitelisting the domains, ongoingly whitelisting the domains. Why? Because the traditional cybersecurity solutions are not made in such a way because they are bare metal boxes which can cater to all the domains to be checked. This becomes one of the attack surfaces. Then comes users in applications, IPs are getting exposed. Today, I am working with the Karnataka state also. We had a pilot project with the Karnataka state. We had a pilot project with Telangana state. We are working with different central ministries, MIT, CERT. We are working with Ministry of External Affairs. The challenge is the IPs, your internal IPs, are there on the dark web. Credentials are getting stolen. Why? Because again boils down to the same thing. The digitization creates the attack surface, bigger attack surface. And there is no mechanism to safeguard your IPs. IPs is your location. First, target something. So you have to hide the location. This is one of the problematic stages. Second comes, so from morning we are listening that the reachability has to be increased till the last mile, right? Obviously it has to be done. Then only you can serve the public because every state is serving the public, right? But for that you need the scalability. So one of my esteemed pioneer members said that from the YOTA that they are having a big data centers coming up, right? That is the way forward. You need a scalability. But that data center scalability boils down to application scalability. What about the cybersecurity scalability? So you need a mechanism. Where you can have 100% scalability, no limit on the scalability for the cybersecurity breaches to be safeguarded. Then coming, which I already said that 100% of inspection. Today, lot of organizations, the IT team from the different departments are here. You are doing the web inspection at the utmost. Although even in the web inspection, the 100% of domains are not getting checked, right? Because of the limitation of the firewalls, limitation of the web proxies, what you have. But then, you need the mechanism to do 100% inspection, not only in the web, but for the non-web, but for the zero-day attacks. You might be hearing in the news, a lot of health organizations are getting breached in the public forum in the ransomware attacks. Zero day is one of the reasons of that. And now they have started discussing on the implementation and the roadmap towards zero trust technology. So zero trust technology brings a lot of use cases, permutation and combination, depending on which organization has got what pain point. Maybe you don't have all the pain points, you have few of them. So you have to first find the pain point and then start working on that. Then comes third-party access. A lot of government organizations, because now the MSP model is coming, you are giving your solutions, applications access to contractors, third-party vendors, because they have to work on that day in and day out. But what you are doing, you are bringing those third-party guys on your network. So, but you have to do it. That is the reason. That is the way forward. You can't have all the expertise in-house, right? But that again creates a vulnerability attack surface. And zero trust caters to it. How? Today, I'll not deep dive into how zero trust technology works, but we cater to all these different use cases, which are the problem statement for the government organizations, right? Because it will be a too technical session. We can have individual sessions with the department whenever required, but these are the pointers. Last but not the least, when I go to lot of principal IT secretaries were here, and we are discussing with a lot of IT secretaries in center and state. So their problem is lack of domain experts too. You have to hire the domain experts, and that becomes again a cumbersome process. When you have a technology like zero trust cybersecurity, you don't have to depend so much on the domain experts on the third party. So we solve this thing. So if you ask me, all these attack surfaces, all these windows and doors are the reason the malicious content is getting into the system, and in this digital world, it becomes a big cyber attack and a cyber breach. How to overcome that? We have a couple of pointers. What's required to overcome these challenges? First thing is, entire infrastructure works on the IP. IPs has to be there because that is the address. Like we have an address, IP is an address of any application. But you have to hide the IPs of users and applications so that the attack doesn't happen. Why? It will solve the problem of attack surface. It will create a zero attack surface. The second point is no implicit trust. User internally sitting in the office, or user third party accessing from outside to the application, he should not know the location and the path of the application. He has to access, but without knowing the location and the path IPs. Why? Because it will solve the problem of lateral movement. Today, attack happens after 6 months, but lateral movement starts 6 months prior to the attack, because that's the reconnaissance stage in the digitalization world today. So we need this mechanism. Third comes, which I told you, 100% of inspection. Not only web. Web itself is a challenge, but web, non-web, and zero day. All three needs to be catered so that your compromise and data breach minimizes drastically. And all these three problems in this digital world today can be solved using the zero trust cybersecurity, which is also known in the industry with the name of SASE, Secure Service Edge. So organizations have to implement this to cater to this. So I have multiple slides, but I don't want to get into a lot of slides. The reason is the discussion becomes a lot of technical. But I'll end my thing here, giving you the use cases, what we are solving when we are working in central ministry organizations today who have implemented Zscaler. We are working with PSUs who have implemented Zscaler. We are working with states now who are implementing zero trust. The reason is the different use cases we cater to in the digital world. So at the end, I'll only leave my slide that everyone has to implement zero trust cybersecurity. And after this, we can connect, we can have a one-on-one session with the different departments when and where the requirement will come. So with this, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you.
I'll retain you on stage. So much, Mr. Gagandeep Nanda, for that wonderful thing, because when you talk about starting something, there are people ready to attack and steal actually your possession. Some people are getting very naughty at times, I can say, and these days during digital age it's very dangerous. Cool. Anyways, so very nice presentation, industry presentation you have. We want to thank you, and to thank you formally, I would like to request Ms. Anu Kumari, IS Director, Kerala IT Mission, Department of Electronics and IT Government of Kerala, to kindly felicitate Mr. Gagandeep Nanda on this beautiful and momentous occasion of the 12th edition of Digital Transformation Conclave and Awards. Thank you so much, Mr. Gagandeep Nanda, for being part of this wonderful occasion, especially here, the first time here in Ladakh.